Hi everybody, Diana here at Build a Quilt. It's Thursday, so it must be, you guessed it, Riley Blake Day. Welcome everybody to my channel and to Sew in Common, where we create quilts and quilt projects with the hoop of our embroidery machine. The Build a Quilt system is all about creating your segment pieces of your blocks with your embroidery machine. Sometimes you can do a whole block depending on the size, but all you really need is a 5x7 hoop, because we create all of these blocks you see here were all created with a 5x7 hoop. Then we stitch them together on our sewing machine, but no need for that 1/4 inch foot. So all of you that are having trouble with that 1/4 inch foot and you have an embroidery machine, this is probably the perfect system for you, because on the back of all of your pieces, there are stitch lines, and as long as you stitch down that line with no problem, it's really easy, then you get a perfect seam every time. No 1/4 inch, no scant 1/4 inch, nothing like that. So I invite you all to come join us here at Build a Quilt. And Riley Blake Day on Thursday is a great day to start, because all of the pattern sets that I have created with the Build a Quilt system for this challenge with Riley Blake are completely free to everybody. So it's a great way to get started. Alrighty, everybody. First of all, there is no Riley Blake block today because they have taken the week off. That's fine. We only have 3 more blocks to go, so I get it. They're giving us a little time maybe to get caught up and stuff like that. But I wanted to go ahead and do a Riley Blake Day today because I have some things that I want to show you in ways you can use these blocks if you're someone that doesn't want to make the big quilt. Because several of you have said to me over the last year, I love Build a Quilt, I love doing it, but I really want smaller projects. I'm not in a big quilt making mood right now. That's cool. Our moods change, right? To be honest, right now, I am in a wall quilt hanging mood, like 30 by 30 to 60 by 60. I could sit and make those all the time if I only had the time to do it. So I get that. We change. But with the Build a Quilt system, you always have your segment pieces. So if later on you want to make big quilts, fine. If you want to make smaller ones, fine as well. And I thought today we'd talk about how we could use the Riley Blake blocks to make smaller projects if we don't want to use the big one. And I'm going to show you something that I've started with one of the Riley Blake blocks, and what I'm going to do with that for myself. So, but first, before we get started on all of that, I need to say some thank yous. First of all, a lovely person has sent me this book it's basically on wool applique, mainly hand wool applique. I don't do hand stuff, you guys know that. However, there is some quilting in here. So that's wonderful. And all of this stuff that is the wool stuff, I'll figure out a way to do it on my sewing machine, because there are like templates and stuff in here. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, Arissa. This is from Arissa. So Arissa, sweetheart, thank you so much. It was very kind of you to think of me. It means the world to me. So that's the first thing. And I have another thing to share and to say thank you to, I believe it is Marjorie, Cindy, and Betsy, I believe, are the 3 ladies. They're 3 of the ladies that originally wanted me to do the Riley Blake Quilt Along, the challenge. And so they have sent me, apparently they watch and know my quirks. So thank you, ladies, because they have sent me these 2 beautiful Tupperware items. And so they know me really well because they know I'm always drinking water. So they've given me, now I have to drink special bottled water. I think I've shared that in the past because I'm part of a study. But these are ugly. So now I can put them in this beautiful BPA free. They like really, you guys really like checked your stuff. I'm so thrilled. I'm just so thrilled. So now I can put my water in here. It's got that nice big opening, and it's got a really nice opening here, so I could put a straw in there if I wanted to, or just guzzle it, which is what I usually do. So this, and it's this beautiful pattern. Look at this pattern, the pinks. And you guys notice, did you see this? It's got all of my favorite color in it. I'm just, when this showed up, the first thing I said was to my husband, I said, did you order Tupperware from someone at work? And then this beautiful coffee mug, you guys. I'm just overwhelmed. And so what I love about this is, look at this top. It has a little, like a plug that you can put in the hole so it doesn't spill, and it's got a great air hole in it so it won't bubble out. I love that. And look, let me take the top off. So the top comes off. And then the sleeve untwists and comes off so that you can clean it, which is a good thing because I'm always spilling and stuff. Hang on, there we go. I got it back on there. And then this goes on, and this goes on, and this will hold my full 12-ounce coffee in the morning. So you guys, ladies, to you three ladies who sent me these lovely items, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You didn't need to do that. You should not have done that, but thank you. I am going to get so much use out of these, honestly. And I love that there are birds on here, and you guys know I love birds. And again, on the cup, this must be from like a same collection because they've got the same colors and prints on them. And so birds and these beautiful flowers. So every day now, these are going to be right here on the desk. I'm going to take them with me in the car. You better believe it. So ladies, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Honestly, the sending of the gifts is just not necessary, but I appreciate it more than you'll ever know. And I have like just a couple of rules I follow in my life, like other than like the golden rule, be kind to others and that sort of thing. But I never give away, sell, or get rid of anything that's been gifted to me, because I feel like somebody has gone to the trouble to find something for me. It shows that there is care, respect, and love there. And I would never get rid of something like that ever in my life. Even some of the goofy presents that my husband has given me over well, we've been married over 42 years, but we've known each other about 45 years. There's been a couple of clinkers in there. I still have them, and I still think, you know what? He still went to the trouble. And Dave does really good on gifts, but there was one year, I honestly just don't know what he was thinking, bless his heart. But I still have it, and I still love it. Doesn't matter. All right. Anyway, so those are the thank yous. Thank you all so very much. I really appreciated it. Once Dave said they weren't mine, and then I got an email that came from you all just about the time these were delivered. So you must have got some sort of a notice that these had been delivered. I got an email from you saying who it was. And I said, no, don't worry about it, Dave. It wasn't you. It was three of the ladies that watch the channel. So thank you all. And again, Arissa, thank you for that book so much. I'm going to have fun trying to, because I don't do a lot of hand stitching, but I'm going to work it out to do it on my sewing machine and make a few things. Those will be great little things to make around the holidays, I think. So thank you all so very much. Alrighty, now on to Riley Blake Day. I don't even know how you guys got the one thing was I didn't know how you guys got a hold of my address, but it must have been like on an invoice or something from a Build A Quilt item or something. I don't know, but that was, at first it kind of freaked me out, but anyway. All right, so the first thing, you know, Riley Blake on their page has this whole schedule of what weeks the blocks are going to come out. So here, let me pop my little magnifiers on. So today is May 7th. No, today is not May 7th. So the last one was last week, April 23rd. The next block 14, will be on May 7th, okay? And then we'll have the 15th block on May 14th, the 16th block on May 21st, and the finishing on May 28th. So we have 3 blocks and the finishing week. So we only have 4 weeks left to go on the Riley Blake Block Challenge. So I thought we could go over that and so that you knew. So this is kind of our last freebie week, but we'll be done pretty much by the end of the week. And That'll be a lot of fun. So last week was the garden patch. I know on my stuff I put garden path, and I apologize again a million times for getting that wrong in the stuff, but it was too late to change it. I had already sent everything out, but that was the garden patch. Now, there have been lots of beautiful blocks. You guys know I really love this Bloom Where You Are Planted block. I love this one. I believe this is the star-crossed one, maybe. Flip-flopped. I still think somebody needs to do this in like Southwestern colors, because I think that would be gorgeous. But I started looking through these blocks. There's been a couple of blocks in here that have not been my favorites. Nothing against them. They're just don't appeal to me. And this is an art form. It's subjective. So there may be blocks in this challenge that don't appeal to you. We'll just say appeal to you, because, and that's fine, right? Not everything is going to appeal to everybody. So I've been thinking of ways that I can either use those blocks or ways that I can make the final quilt without those blocks in it. So this is the layout so far that they've given us. So last week the garden patch went there. So we have 2 in that top row and the last one in the second row, and we'll be done. But there are a couple of blocks in there. When I see them like this, I like them. But when I see them made, I'm not wild about them. So I don't know. But if you wanted with this, you could do something different in the center and then put these blocks, if you liked all of these blocks in the center, put them around somewhere else and kind of make yourself a slightly different looking layout. We can talk about that more on layout week if you're going to make the large quilt. But that is our layout. Those are our 13 so far. So I thought, what if we talked about taking some of these and creating mini quilts with them? So let's just put the Dalesford up here. This was week 3, Amy Smart's block. See if I get those right. Okay. And why don't we take star-crossed and put it next to it? So these 2 in width are giving us 20 by 20 inches. That's a nice topper, a table topper, or a little wall quilt. You know, we love doing little wall quilts. So a 4 patch would be great. So we had those 2. I'm trying to look and see what other blocks might have those colors. That would be fun. Or blocks that are similar. So I think that one would be great if it had more of these brighter colors in it. But I'm thinking, what about this one? Let's put this one here. There we go. And let me grab my book. And I can't remember all the names of them anymore. 13 of them won't fit in my brain. This one is Glisten. This one's Glisten. Did I get that star-crossed one right? Yeah. So star-crossed, Dalesford, and Glisten. And then let's take Dazzle and put it down here. Well, that's not a star. That's gonna, let's see. Do we have another star block? We do. We have Framed Star. So let's put Framed Star. So these are 4 of the blocks that are stars. So what do they have in common? They're all stars. So you could put that together and make a wall hanging, and you could do it. You know what I'm going to do though? I'm going to change something. See how this has white on white, and then these 2 have colors on the corner? Let's change that around so it's a little bit more mix and match. Let's put Dalesford down here. And let's bring star-crossed over to here. Okay. And then let's take, what's this one? Framed Star. And let's put it here, because then we're going to get an interesting little meet up here. We're going to get that look here in the center, which is kind of like another little pattern. I like that better. So when you're laying out blocks, you might want to choose some that are either all in the same color range that we've done, or you might want to do ones that all are similar, like all of these are stars. Do we have other stars? You could call this one a star, I guess, but that wasn't the first thing that came to mind. I wouldn't call that one a star or that one a star. So these could be in other batches, but we also have, what do we have? Flip-flopped. It's not really a star, but that could go in there. And then we have this one and garden patch. So I was thinking garden patch and bloom where you are planted. Maybe I think I would put this one, the Vintage Delight, in there, and maybe this one right here. Forgot what that one's called. Glisten. Yeah, maybe glisten in there too, because they all have similar colors. They all look a little flowery, and you got that whole garden patchy one. So that might be a grouping too. But play with them in groupings and see what you like. So this, I could put this together, quilt it, bind it, and be done, and have a cute little wall quilt, just a little star patchwork wall quilt. Scrappy, and that the fabrics are different. Now, if you're using the Riley Blake fabric, they're going to have matching colors in the respect that they're all going to be made out of the same fabric collection. So they'll really go well together. But you could do things like that really, really easily. Now, you could do something else, and this is what I'm working on. Let me take some of these down, because can you guys guess which one out of these two are going to stay up there? If you guessed the Daylesford, you guessed right. I just love this block. So far, it's been my favorite block to do. Okay, so let's bring Daylesford up to here. Now, you could take one block and you could recreate it in 4 different fabric ways, 4 different color ways. That could be fun. Go like light to medium to slightly medium dark to dark, or something like that, to get a gradation of color. That could be really pretty. I'd love that for sure. So you could do that, but this is what I've been doing. Hang on just one second. I've got to grab something. Okay, so I have had this fabric since, I think I've had it 2 years now. 2 years ago, there was an Illinois shop hop. Now, every state might have done one. I don't know about that. But in Illinois, we had a shop hop. And there was a whole magazine of patterns for Illinois, and a whole line of fabric. There was this fabric that's got the darker, the pink were done in more violets, darker violets, blue violets, this gold color. So I've chosen a gold Moda. Look how well that goes. Love it. And that one. So, whoops, wrong fabric. And that one. So this fabric, if you look really close, let me find one. There's one right there. Look right there. There's little spools of thread in there. I love it. It's so pretty. I have a bunch of different ones. I have a panel that's the state of Illinois. I'm going to be doing something with that. But I have wanted to do something with this fabric for a while now. And so, because it has some meaning also to the state. Our state flower is the little wild blue violet that you see all through here. So it's just really, it's a beautiful, beautiful fabric. And I don't know if they did fabrics like this, like I said, for every state that year, but it was definitely something that was going on during COVID. It's been 2 years ago now, because this year there was another Illinois state shop hop. Yeah, this is from 2022. It's even on the edge. Can't think of the name, sorry. For 2022. This fabric was by Maywood Studio. Now, I just want to show you because this is super cute. Look at this along the edge. Aren't those cute? And those are all very Illinois things. We've got the little blue violets. We've got planting flowers. We've got the little tractor. The truck with the flowers in it. I mean, this is so very, I just love it. I would have loved to have gotten a whole fabric with just those pieces in it. I know I have some more from this line that were different prints. There might be one in there like this, but there was an edging fabric, I think, with those on it. It was super cute. So anyway, I chose these three because the Dalesford, other than white, has 1, 2, 3 colors in it. And I made myself same exact size, 10 by 10, because all of these blocks are 10 by 10 in size. So I am going to make I'm not going to make 4, I'm going to make 9 of these and make a 30 by 30 wall hanging. Look at how pretty this turned out. I love these muted tones. And so you could make 4 different colors, like we said, light, medium, medium, dark, and dark, or choose one colorway and just go to town with it. And that's what I'm going to do. I didn't want to use white as a background, but it was really the only background fabric that I had that I thought would really, really work the best. So I'm doing it in a white background. It's all right. It'll be okay. But I want to show you now what that would look like. So I kind of just use the colors here. That's what it would look like as a 4 by 4. That would be 20 by 20 inches, all done in the same colorway. And I love how you can see how these just kind of flow through, and then you have the pinwheel, the double pinwheel look in the center. I love how that looks. Okay, so that would be the 20 by 20. Now let me show you what it would look like in the size I'm going to make. There we go. So this is the 30 by 30, and this is the one I'm going to make. Isn't that pretty? It's going to be gorgeous. And this is only 9 blocks. And so you can whip those out pretty quickly. In fact, here, let me go back to my camera. This is all, this is all of my fabric cut and ready to go to make the rest of my blocks. So I'm, sorry, hair in my mouth. So I can just sit here. I can put a movie on the computer, or a podcast, anything like that, maybe an audio book, who knows, and then just sit here and whip out those blocks and those pieces. It will go really quick and easily, and I love it. And I will definitely show it to you when it's done, because I only got the first one done last night. But you could do something like that. Choose one of these blocks and then just go to town. Maybe you want this full 40 by 40. So remember, when this is completed, if you don't put any sashing or any border on it, gosh, my brain is out to lunch right now. It's probably because I haven't had lunch today. Then you're going to get a 40 by 40 quilt, which is the sweet spot for your wall quilts. But I thought a 30 by 30 in this I have a space that a 30 by 30 quilt fits really beautifully in. Again, it would be lovely to put over the back. Maybe, I don't think many people have formal living rooms anymore. Some of us may still, just because that's how our houses were originally designed. So we just kind of leave it like that, right? But do you have a chair in your living room or in an office that's just a chair? Maybe it's a wingback chair, or maybe it's a chair that has a little footstool in front of it, or a rocker. I have a rocker from my childhood. Dave has a rocker from his childhood that I believe was his grandmother's. Those pieces look beautiful with a 30 by 30 quilt just kind of draped across the back or across the arm. So doing something like that with your Riley Blake blocks would look beautiful. Now, you could do, like I said, a 30 by 30 all in one block, like you see here from the Dalesford. Or you could mix and match this up. Pick 9 of the 16 blocks in the series that we've done and are, going to be finishing, and do a 30 by 30 that way if you want to. It's still giving you something slightly smaller. I suspect that when they add the sashing and the borders to this quilt at the end, it's going to end up being more of a rectangular quilt, which is fine. It might end up being, I'm guessing it's going to end up being a really nice throw size quilt. But if you don't want a quilt that big, then make yourself a 30 by 30, or use all 16 of the blocks and make that 40 by 40 size too, because that'll be beautiful. Just don't put any sashing. Don't put any borders on it, okay? And then choose whatever fabric you want. So there are several. I might even, for the holidays, there are several of these blocks. Like, I really do love the Lori Holt block. Where is it? Right here. This little one that is Vintage Delight. Let me grab the actual block here for us. I know you're here. Come out, come out. Here we go. This one. This would actually not look too bad with that. They're both in those kind of softer colors. So you could even do different fabrics, but in the same colorways in something like this and get along with it and make a beautiful piece. But this, I really like this. So I was thinking, I know somebody who likes more of the, what I would call traditional pieced blocks. This screams traditional piecing to me. So this would be a beautiful block done as a 30 by 30 or a 40 by 40, or do 16 of them and make a lap quilt out of one block. One block quilts are gorgeous. I think one block quilts are especially stunning when they're done scrappy, which means every single block, except for your background color, every single block is done in a different set of fabrics. I just think they're stunning. They always are visually interesting because you got different colors, different patterns of fabric and stuff to look at. And then everybody, I will say this, any quilt that I have like in the front that people grab when they come over to sit on, throw over them, cuddle up especially in the winter, kids and stuff, anyone that has lots of color, lots of different colors, like a scrappy quilt would, they fight over those the most because they're more visually interesting. And so you could do something like that. So I might do one like this, or maybe I'll pick the same types of fabrics and mix the Dalesford and the Vintage Delight together. Use 2 blocks in a set, or 3, something like that. So in the 30 by 30 quilt, let's bring that back up again. In this 30 by 30, there are 3 rows of 3. So if I chose 3 different patterns, 3 different blocks, I could go block 1, block 2, block 3, block 3, block 2, block 1, and then block 1, block 2, block 3, kind of do that kind of a thing and get a completely different look. And it would be gorgeous that way. So you can really play with these. And that's what I wanted to share with you today on our off day from Riley Blake, because next week we're back with a new block that is by, let me get my magnifiers on again because this print is so tiny, Melissa Mortensen at Polka Dot Chair. That's her at Polka Dot Chair, www.polkadotchair.com. And it's Melissa Mortensen, and she's coming with her block next week. And then we still have Amanda Niederhauser, love Amanda Niederhauser, and then Jerry Robinson on May 21st. So those are the final 3 designers that we have to come. Now, I told you could get these. Let me just show you the website. There's the website address for anybody who's new to the Riley Blake Challenge and wants to get their blocks, all of these pattern sets are free. In your pattern set, at the end of each video that I did, there's the how-to for the segment pieces. So like in the Dalesford, there's a how-to for the flying geese unit, and there's a how-to for these modified half square triangles and the squares. And so that's in the video. And so these pattern sets are not the full-on pattern sets you get for the Build a Quilt system. They're everything you need to know to do these blocks. So you do get a cut sheet. In fact, I have my Dalesford one out right here. Okay, so here is the original Dalesford sheet for traditional piecing from Riley Blake, and here is your Build a Quilt. Okay, so it's easy to know what you're doing. You get your fabric cut sheets, shows you what to cut and what fabrics. This one shows you how many you're making of each block, and you get the layout for the block, all of that information, and then your demo is in the video for it. Okay, so all of that can be found over at sewandcommon.com, along with all of our regular Build a Quilt patterns and sets are over there as well. So run on over there. Everything is in stock right now. If someone buys the last one, it goes out of stock, I restock these items. So there's always one in there or a bunch of them in there so folks can grab them, because each week that we've done the Riley Blake Challenge, we've gotten more and more people jumping into this challenge. So that's great. And that's for one reason and one reason only. You guys have been sharing and liking. So can you please not only subscribe to the channel, because we'd love to have you as part of the Build a Quilt family, and you'll have close to 400,000 new quilting friends, because that's how close, we're really close to 400,000 subscribers, which blows me away. But when you like and share the videos, and please do so, new people find us, and new people are enjoying quilting for the first time, a lot of them. And so that just means everything to me, because that is my purpose for creating the Build a Quilt system, is to have people be able to quilt, either continue quilting. They were quilters and had to stop. We have a dear, dear lady in our group, and some of you probably know her. She had to give up quilting because of conditions in her hands. And I'm not going to give names out because that's privacy issues, but she had issues with her hands. And because of Build a Quilt, she can quilt again. I have sobbed reading her story to my husband when she shared that with me, because that's exactly why I started Build a Quilt. And for people who have never quilted, who want to, but want to get away from all that, oh, I got to have a 1/4 inch foot, oh, I got to do all this exact measuring and stuff, because everything gets built into your pattern. So please like and share as well, okay? Appreciate that very much. Now I'm going to leave you with one more tip. You know, I shared with you the other day how this crinkly piece was because I overheated my stabilizer, and, you know, it started to melt a little bit, and it'll go away when I wash that out. Well, there's another reason that happens that I figured out this morning, and that's what's really going on here, is I haven't washed my stabilizer out, because you guys know we washed the wash away stabilizer out. And so the glue is still in here, and the glue got warm and tacked everything together. So it's, when you wash out your stabilizer, your glue stick will wash out completely as well. And then these lie super smooth and flat. So that was one more thing I wanted to share with you all. Okay, everybody, thanks so much for joining us today for Riley Blake Day. And next week, Riley Blake will be back with a new block for us. So until then, join us Sunday for Quilt Lab. We have a brand new block coming. So we did the 54-40 or fight set last month in April. We have a brand new block, and it's maybe it has pieces to go with it. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But that's coming on Sunday for Quilt Lab. So join us then. And until then, everybody, go out and have a great rest of your week. And of course, sew life beautiful. Bye for now, everyone.